Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a slow, relaxing, resourceful breath. And as you exhale, just release all tension in your eyelids and feel that tension leaving your body in that outward breath. And when you breathe in deeper than you normally would. Breathing in a feeling of tranquility and calm. And as you exhale, feeling a wonderful sense of release. Releasing tension, releasing stress. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to imagine that your physical body is a store of emotions. Some of those emotions are useful, some of them less so. Continue to breathe in and breathe out. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine those useful, resourceful emotions as bright colors, perhaps floating around your physical body. But also imagine that you've been holding on to emotions that have been getting in the way in some way. Stress, frustration, annoyances. I want you to imagine as you breathe in, imagine breathing in bright colors of resourcefulness, perhaps whatever resources you need right now. Resources like mental strength, confidence. Just feel that you're exhaling whatever you don't need. Frustrations, tension. As you breathe in and breathe out, just imagine a transfusion taking place. Breathing in the resources that you need and exhaling those that you don't. Feelings of procrastination, hesitation, and doubt. Allow them to be released and imagine those dark colors leaving your body in that outward breath. And as you breathe in those resourceful feelings of relaxation, relax the muscles in your forehead, your jaw, neck and shoulders. Feel that tension leave your body as you feel that you're sinking into a state of increasing levels of relaxation. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine how it would feel to keep your physical body there and allow your imagination to float up like an out-of-body experience. And maybe you could imagine yourself above yourself, looking down, seeing you, looking calm and relaxed. And allow that floaty imagination to go back in time, all the way back in time, to a moment of just pure enthusiasm. Your physical body can't travel through time, but your imagination can. Isn't that what you do when you go back to a memory? Travel through time. And I want you to travel through time to a place where you were setting up a new idea, a new business, a new revenue stream. But be the observer. I want you to imagine seeing yourself setting things up, putting a program together. I want you to see that version of you that was holding on to an idea that you were going to be doing something that would create an incredible win-win outcome. Good for you to share your expertise, but also good for others that in sharing that expertise, you would help transform people's mindsets, transform the levels of freedom and choices in their life, while simultaneously helping them navigate the pitfalls and landmines of bad decisions. And I want you to go back to a specific moment in time, perhaps a minute of the highest, peakest levels of enthusiasm. And maybe you were smiling, or maybe there was a level of energy vibrating within you. And when you can observe that level of enthusiasm that absolutely did exist in that moment, let me know by nodding your head. And then shift perspective so that you, just like a ghost taking control of a human, imagine going into that version of you, exuding enthusiasm, and feel that level of enthusiasm. And notice how it was linked to a belief. Not just any belief, but a conviction that you are going to be transforming lives. That what you take for granted in your knowledge could radically change the trajectory of other people's lives. And maybe you were holding on to two thoughts simultaneously. The thought of how things are and the knowledge of how things can be. And notice that level of enthusiasm was what you needed to do what was necessary to make progress. And notice where in your body you feel that level of enthusiasm. And just point to that location. That's it. And use the power of your imagination to imagine a three-dimensional shape in that location. Maybe a pyramid, a cube. Notice if it rotates or vibrates or pulsates. Give it a color. And make that color so bright it starts to glow. And however it's moving, spin it or move it in that same direction but faster. Noticing that you're amplifying that level of enthusiasm. Notice how you're breathing with this level of enthusiasm. And notice that you can attach a sound or an inner dialogue. And that inner dialogue has a tonality that we can just call infinite enthusiasm. And I want that inner dialogue of infinite enthusiasm to say something congruent with this level of enthusiasm. Maybe it's something like, let's do this. We've got this. Nothing will stop us. And when you found the right combination of words that typifies this feeling, let me know by nodding your head. And from this point forwards, whenever you breathe this way and say those words in that tonality without feeling there in your chest, you will rekindle this level of enthusiasm, meaning that you can bring it about exactly when you need it. And hold that thought and float up out of that body, keeping the enthusiasm within you. So I want you to recall a time when you were wandering around a property with absolute knowledge, a vision a prophecy of what that property would be like. Step into the body and feel you're back in that place, seeing it as it was, and yet knowing how it would be. And when you're in that place, let me know by nodding your head. And I wonder, in how many different areas of your life, the ability to see things as they are and know how they will be useful. That it doesn't just have to apply to a property. It could apply to your physical body. You can see your body as it is and know how it will be. You could see that on a screen of an internet bank balance. See it as it is and know how it will be. And you could see that with the number of clients that are working with you, to simultaneously see it as it is and somehow just know how it will be. And feel that you're building new neural pathways to allow this vision to apply in so many new areas of your life. And when you feel those neural pathways are being built, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. Float up out of that body and float towards someone that you consider a role model. Someone with drive. Someone that takes action. Someone that makes good decisions quickly. And maybe see them in a place where they were in a peak state, oozing with energy and vibrancy. And when you can imagine that person in that state, let me know by nodding your head. And then step into them, so their resources feel like your resources. That their drive is now your drive. Their capacity for action taking is now your capacity for action taking. That their core beliefs are displacing and uprooting disempowering beliefs, and their most empowering beliefs are now your beliefs. Feel the roots taking root, empowering positive beliefs, utilizing the law of dominant effect, that a belief with intense emotions will displace a belief of weak emotions, and just allow all those disempowering beliefs that are weak and unuseful to make way for more empowering beliefs. Not that you could be more successful, but that you will be more successful. That your potential is infinite, and your capacity to learn and make changes is also infinite. And when you have infinite resources colliding with other infinite resources, then you have exponential improvements. And I want you to think of one investment that you made that gave you an exponential return, and feel that this moment here is creating an exponential return on your ability, capabilities, and resourcefulness. And when you've activated the exponential improvement in those resources, let me know by nodding your head. And then feel that all of these things are now within you as you float back into your physical body. But before you awaken, I want you to imagine what the next few days and weeks will be like with these resources. What will you do differently today? How will that influence decisions and actions that you take. Your decisiveness is amplified, and maybe you can frame everything as a decision. You're either deciding to do something or not to do something, deciding to make a change or deciding not to make a change. Whatever you are not changing, you are choosing. And if you continue to choose to not change, that is still a choice. And you can own that choice until the point you decide to change it. And I wonder which changes you desire to change first. Maybe it's the ones that give you the highest return on that new decision. And don't be surprised in the next few days if ideas come to you from nowhere. New things to try, things to do differently. This is your unconscious giving you guidance, steering you towards the magnificent future you desire. It's time to awaken now, so take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.